Now it's back to school for coastal schools next week. Several schools in the eNCA, for instance, still face infrastructure challenges such as classroom shortages and inferior ablution facilities. eNCA senior reporter Ronald Masinda is in East London today, where Eastern Cape Education MEC Fundile Gade addressed some of the challenges that are plaguing that particular province. It's quite sad, Ronald, to see the Eastern Cape, the province of heroes of South Africa's freedom, still going through such issues. As you were going to these different schools with the MEC, what did you see?
Well, some of the key points that stood out during this morning's press conference was the issue of learner placement. The Eastern Cape Education Department is adamant that the over 1,000 learners that are without schools will be placed in schools before the end of this month. The other issue was around the issuing of school books and stationery, and the department is confident that all these schools, well over 5,000, will receive books and stationery on time. But one of the major issues is around the problems faced with the school vandalism. Now, we understand that one of the leading contributors to school vandalism is the issue of not having enough schools that are being fenced. At least 191 schools are yet to be fenced in the province, and plans are that all these schools will be fenced. Where we are, you find us in an area called Parkside. Is an area that is gang-ridden and had a lot of issues before with vandalism. But people here are telling us that things have changed. Let's find out from the deputy principal of the school. Mr. Abrams, thank you so much for your time. You were telling us earlier you were facing challenges. What were those challenges?
In the past, I think it's 2017, 2018 period, we had huge vandalism at the school. There was no water. They stole the water pipes, all our electricity, our DB boxes, so there was no electricity at the school. No toilets, the systems were broken, and that is when the community stood up and they said that no more, it's going to end then and there. And at the same time that during that period, I think the late Makapula MEC had a pilot project where they started with this see-through fencing or the clear view fencing. And luckily for us that time that we were included in that pilot project. And since then, I can tell you that I can count on my one hand the incidents or attempted break-in incidents that we had over the years.
Just lastly, Mr. Abrams, what changed?
The teachers are more safe. We can start our year normally, like with no vandalism. Like, for instance, not once single nail was stolen this holidays over this period, and the teachers are confident coming back to school. Our learners are confident, even the parents, and it also builds the relationship we built over the years with our community just across the road.
But what did you put in place?
What the SGB they learned a big lesson is that they had to have security. The one, we asked security from the department. They supplied us with one permanent security, and then the others the SGB had to put in place. And our main problem is here during the evening. You've got these people, learners, these youngsters here that's unemployed, and they're looking for things to sell and so on. But we've put in place night security that the SGB or the community is paying from, and we're also doing a lot of fundraising to support that securities.
All right, thank you very much indeed for your time. And just to add, the school also has its own security cameras, and this has been an effort between the SGB and the parents of the over 1,000 learners that go to the school. But just from that press conference earlier on, we also heard that around 44 schools in the Nelson Mandela Bay region have been affected by vandalism, and other schools here in the Buffalo City Metro. We also heard another problem that schools in the province face, and that relates to some of the protest action that has been taking place, where some protesters take their anger out by burning schools in the province. And this is what Fundile Gade had to say, the MEC for Education.
You can build a relationship between the burning of the school and the behavior of the SMEs on the construction industry. You can build that relationship. Out of this, I will share that information with you. So I'm saying it can't be correct that people, when they have got drought of jobs, they must bend properties of government to bypass procurements of government. You see, because if you build it tomorrow, you know what will be the second question that they're going to raise. They're going to tell you that must be built by a local person. So in essence, ngoku busichisa for bakwasakhiwe nguwe, ngoku busichisa. So I'm saying there are dynamics in that particular incident which the law enforcement agencies are busy working on it, because we as government, we have got an obligation to provide education there. But equally balance up the desire and the need with at least a value for the money of the public purse.
All right, that was, of course, eNCA senior reporter Ronald Masinda checking out schools in the Eastern Cape as coastal schools prepare for back to school next week.